It's time to feel the rage. Welcome to Film Rage, where we talk movies. Still no theaters open in our neck of the woods, so we stream on with a smile on our faces and a song in our heart. Directors and actors, beware, as you cannot hide from the rage. My name is Bryce, and I'm part of the Film Rage crew, which also includes Jim. Hello, Jim.
Hey, hey.
And the walking and talking version of a raspberry Danish. It's Murray. Hey there, Merman.
Yo.
It's true. He's delicious.
So with the introductions out of the way, let's rage on.
Oh, Bryce, your sexy, sexy voice just makes me happy. Thanks to all who've been supporting us. If you love our independent podcast, please support us and join the growing Film Rage community by joining our membership at buymeacoffee.com/Film Rage YYC. All members get a special episode and content only for members. Along with all members that sign up will get a special limited edition Film Rage merch item. If you cannot commit to a membership, you can still buy us a movie rental and dare us to see a terrible film, just to make Bryce happy that he's raging. Shout out to our biggest state that has been listening to us, and like the mountains that surround them, have a big luscious heart. Hey, Colorado, we think you're pretty awesome. Go Rams.
Canyon Meadows cinemas are open for their delicious concessions. Popcorn, corn dogs, mini donuts, and more. Open Thursdays 4 to 9, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 12 to 9 for takeout via curbside pickup. Just go to canyonmeadows.ca and enter your order. And by the way, by being one of our faithful Film Rage listeners, you can get 15% off. Just enter the promo code RAGEON. That's RAGEON to claim your 15% discount. Or if you would rather have your snacks delivered, that is possible as well through Skip the Dishes, Uber Eats, and DoorDash throughout Calgary. For more details, visit canyonmeadows.ca. And here, CMC would like to thank you for your continued support, and we hope to see you again soon at the cinema.
Let's dance. Streaming, and what?
We are streaming, Jim. Okay, so this week, this is actually the first one I watched too.
What?
Yeah. I started my week with The Courier from 2020. It's currently video on demand. The Courier is a story of Greville Wynne, a British salesman turned Cold War spy after being recruited by MI6. Wynne is played by Benedict Cumberbatch, who over the course of a couple of years smuggled thousands of pieces of Russian intelligence into Britain, but eventually was captured, imprisoned, and tortured by the Soviets. The scenes between Wynne and Penkovsky, a former Russian soldier with security clearance, who is played by Merab Ninidze, are engaging.
Nice.
The dynamic between these two becomes a deep friendship, and it's quite believable. The whole build to the inevitable capture of Wynne is well placed. The film's last half was not as good as the first half, as the scenes in the prison were a little too familiar. However, even with that, I would be tempted to give this movie a mondo. But there was one big problem, and that was the character CIA agent Emily Donovan, played by Rachel Brosnahan. She felt out of place in every scene she was in. I'm not sure if it was the actor or the script that sunk her, but perhaps it was a little of both. Her performance is flat, and the scene where she was telling Wynne, what if a missile was heading for London and there were only 4 minutes before impact, was not as impactful as the filmmakers were probably hoping for. The American injection into the story seemed a little unnecessary and it took me out of the movie every time she was on the screen. Still, this was a solid spy flick with very good performances from everyone except Brosnahan, which made this flick a solid meh.
Oh my God, I've got to laugh because I have a completely different opinion about her. I absolutely love her.
Oh my God.
I do.
What's wrong with you?
No, well, let me talk about the rest of the movie.
She was out of place. She was like a sore thumb. And as painful as a sore thumb.
That's it? Only a sore thumb? Like, could it be like...
No, yeah, just a sore thumb because she's just pretty much annoying me.
That's unfortunate. I actually love her in everything. I think she's amazing.
Oh,
so needs to be said that Bernie Cumberbund and, in my opinion, Rachel Brosnahan together in a movie, I'm going to want to see it because I love her. Now, Marab, now you said it pretty good. Nidzi?
I like how you say it better, Jim.
Nidzi? I thought he was fantastic. As a reminder, this is a period piece and a biopic.
Which you hate.
So I'm always leery before I watch one of these that's put together. For me, I thought Rachel was actually quite mesmerizing because I think she's amazing in everything.
Oh.
I didn't think the film was about her, so it didn't bother me that technically she was like a composite.
Unnecessary.
Well, not necessarily. I would disagree with you. And the reason I'm going to disagree with you is because her character was a composite of a bunch of American people and one of them was a female character from the US. So her character wasn't out of place because in real life it actually did happen, but it wasn't necessarily one person. It was like
within the script, it sure did seem that way.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I would disagree with you a little on it. I liked how the story is very easy to follow and moves easily through the facts of the historical events. Only small changes to actual facts occurred for quite obvious reasons, I think. They were not annoying to me in any way. Yet as I was writing this, I'm like, yeah, I'm sure Bryce is going to be annoyed. So it was kind of funny that you were. I really enjoyed the depiction of perhaps a forgotten hero in a forgotten time, and thank the real life people for their service and stopping the Third World War out of Cuba. It's a good, solid, fact-filled bio period piece. Meh. So we both got to the same place, but
for different reasons.
Yeah, I kind of like spy movies, and if they're really done well, this to me was so unusual. It really wasn't a spy movie because it had so much.
This is no Bridge of Spies.
No, it's definitely not. And I did like the character development. Every character I thought was really well developed, except for, to your point, maybe Rachel's character. I think they were just trying to show that
speech in the restaurant with the missiles coming at London, and you've only got 4 minutes, and you can't get to your son, and you can't get to your wife. Oh my God, that was melodramatic pablum. Oh, it was just what the hell was that? You didn't roll your eyes in that scene?
Yes, I did.
Make you puke a little in your mouth?
I did throw up a little bit in my mouth.
Man.
But those scenes in movies make me throw up. It wasn't necessarily her. I'm mesmerized by her. I absolutely love her. I think she has so much range to her acting. Like when you
I don't know if it was I think it was more the script than her. And I keep on saying her. And really, I think it was just the character that they had developed and the lines that she was given to say just didn't even fit for me with because the rest of it was so well written, and it seems like they got to her character and it was not well written. You can't convince me that her character was well written on any level. And she said just some silly things sometimes.
And you know what? I think when you take a composite character and try and make it one character, I think sometimes there's a little bit of fault that happens.
Yeah.
I get it.
Fair
All right.
enough.
Well, we got to get back into some Shudder. You know what? Like we haven't been in Shudderverse for a while, and I kind of miss it.
Sorry, where did it play?
The Shudderverse.
No, but what's the streaming platform called?
Shudder.
Dum, dum.
Oh, there we go. And we joined the Shudderverse. Now, before I go into this, Murray, did you get a chance to see this one?
I did.
Attaboy. Do you want to start?
I don't know if you want me to start.
Yeah, why not?
Okay, well,
because it's vampires.
Well, it's got two things I like, which is vampires and Irish people. Of course, the Irish people were speaking such thick accents you couldn't even understand them. It had to be subtitles. But yeah, there were a lot of entertaining characters in it. It felt a little bit like Shaun of the Dead to me, a bunch of losers but yeah, it was interesting, and there was a lot of violence and a lot of action. But the major problem I had with it is I don't know what the hell this creature was, but it sure as hell wasn't a vampire.
Oh, it was a vampire.
You can kill vampires. Every single vampire story ever written, there is a way to kill a vampire.
Well, they had to cut his head off.
This thing you couldn't kill. All you could do is just contain him, bury him behind rocks, like whatever. I did kind of like the idea of them, of him draining blood and actually drinking it, like from the street, being, led to him by a stream of blood. Like that was kind of cool. But yeah, overall, it was just a meh.
Okay. Well, we watched Boys from Country Hell from 2020.
Oh, sorry. I should have mentioned the name of it. I thought you were going to do that.
That's okay. I just did. Doesn't matter. Now everybody knows exactly. And as I said, it was playing on Shudder. There we go. And it's about a crew of hardy road workers led by a bickering father and son must survive the night when they accidentally awaken an ancient Irish vampire.
Not a vampire.
Totally a vampire.
It's totally a vampire. It's a different universe of vampires, Mur. So just imagine the vampire Irish version of Shaun of the Dead, as Murray had said. Now imagine it's funnier and scarier. Now you know exactly what we kind of watched. The music, sound, acting, script, direction, and Canadian representation were all awesome.
Yeah, they had that all right.
They made
fun of them 5 minutes into the movie. That's all.
I know.
That's all we had.
I'm not saying Shaun of the Dead isn't great. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that this film to me was a bit of an evolution of that type of film, and more specifically, of vampire versions of that film. This is a real, in my opinion, real fresh spin on vampire folklore. This film had a lot of heart and multiple messages within the horror story. Started out as a buddy film and ended up as a father-son movie. The development of this film was so good. I loved this comedy horror vampire flick a lot. Great gore, FX, great character development, great suspense, great comedy moments, and such a great subtle Irish wit. It's a total suck my neck mondo.
Huh. Well, the characters were likable, although they were all kind of the same character, really. There was no real deviation from person to person. I guess, was that the point? Hope everybody in that town is the same. I don't know.
Yep.
Okay. There was some decent gore. There were some decent laughs. Not much to say, really. It was decent. It was meh.
It was not a vampire.
I'm out.
It's a total vampire.
No, it's not.
No, what it is a total.
There you go.
Sometimes I hate the fact that he owns the button at all times.
Well,
but I mean, it was the two of you against me. I fully love this movie. I
expect more from vampire movies. This one didn't do it for me.
I thought the scares were great. I thought the gore had some really good gore, and I really enjoyed it.
Really?
Well, you know what? We saw something else on Shudder, though. A surprise.
Did we?
Yeah, it was an addition.
Oh.
I see where this is going.
Yeah, I do too.
Oh, we saw Fried Berry from 2020. what a breath of fresh air. Oh man, was Fried Berry. It was like, it was just beautiful. So beautiful.
It was a beautiful thing to watch.
So picture this. If E.T. and Invasion of the Body Snatchers had a baby, and then you're to force feed that baby ecstasy, the result would be the Ryan Kruger film, or as it is described in the opening credits, the Ryan Kruger thing, Fried Berry. This is the story of Barry, played brilliantly by Gary Green, who gets abducted by aliens, and his body is then taken over by an alien visitor for a sort of joyride through Cape Town.
Yeah, and we don't get to see very many South African berries, so...
This movie has a lot of sex, a lot of humor, a lot of violence, a lot of gore. This movie was a lot. We got an alien baby, chewed up hot dogs, needles hanging out of arms, buckets of blood, and all set to a killer synth soundtrack. This is a movie that if you're willing to take the trip, you are in for a hell of a ride. This was a bloody good time. I enjoyed every single frame, every single shot, every single line of dialogue, every single time the camera focused on Barry, the most stunning looking character that I've ever seen in a movie in my entire life. This movie was Mondo. No, this movie was Super Mondo.
Whoa.
No, this movie was unbelievably Super Mondo. This was one of the most Mondo movies that's ever been Mondoed.
Holy frittatas.
I love this movie. Fried Berry.
This is the...
So good.
This is the Varela, or whatever that movie is you loved last year, but in Berry vision.
Oh, man. I could watch this movie over and over on a loop for the rest of my life.
Which is kind of funny. And I'll tell you why I think this is kind of funny that your comment is that. And I'll tell you that in a minute. So interesting, some of the comparison that you have. First off, the warning rating at the very beginning of this, before the movie started, was fucking hilarious. Right from the very beginning, you knew this was going to be a thing for sure. Yeah. It's a super trippy film. Love the characters, so well divined and expanded. I've always wanted to know, and you guys know this about me, I've always wanted to know what being violated by an alien looks and feels like. And now I don't have to worry. Because when it happens, it sounds like it's going to be fun. This kinda is, if I have a comparison too. If you took South Park episode, then removed the kids, sprinkled a shit ton of drugs, added the greasy strangler, adjacent kind of like creepy alien baby,
which is also that's a good double feature.
Yeah. then this movie. Oh, but wait, you have to add a little bit of alien sex, and sorry, then voila, you've got alien baby.
What a great scene.
Yeah. And then intermission, you just don't get intermissions like you used to. And it was like right in the middle of nowhere. It's kind of like there's an intermission. I'm like, you know what? At that exact time when the intermission came on, I'm like, this is exactly the time I needed an intermission. And the fact that they had one made it even better. The thing I love the most about this is I had no idea what was going to happen next in this. What fucked up situation Barry was going to land in next, and everything was a nicer surprise over the time before. Plus, the music was so gosh darn trippy. Everything in this movie was a freaky, fucked up, weird, trippy trip, and I could not love anything more about this film. This film was the drug-induced train ride of your life, which I traveled on all the way to Mondo Town. And I've got two favorite lines. One is, "You will never catch the pussy." And the other was, "Oh, no, sucky, sucky."
Yes. So good.
All right. Now, I have a feeling Murray didn't love this movie. And I think he probably saw this one, too. Did you not love this as much as we did?
That's fair to say. I did not love it as much as you guys.
I don't think this is a Murray movie. I knew that. I didn't even want you to see it because I knew it would maybe destroy you.
it didn't destroy me. It was interesting and had its moments. It should have been called Fried Berry Porn Star because that's pretty much what he was. It was like the whole movie was him just having sex with people.
Just the first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. I kind of liked him better when he was a abusive bastard before he became an alien. Because for a while it was like Weekend at Bernie's if he actually was doing his own walking. It's like he was a freaking zombie. Like he didn't talk, he didn't do anything. It's like I don't know. It was okay.
Did you think it was like he really was channeling a little bit of Greasy Strangler in this?
Yeah, but I hated that movie. Remember?
Yeah.
I love that movie.
Yeah, I do.
Hated it.
I'm actually taking you up on that, Jim. I am watching Greasy Strangler and Fried Berry back to back before the end of the year.
You do that.
You know what? When we can get back together, that's a perfect double feature.
Yep.
We'll watch
it
together. It's happening. Murray, you're going to join. You know you will.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, Mur, so that was just a meh for you.
That was a meh.
All right. It's okay. What was your favorite part about it? There must have been a part in it you were like,
my
okay,
favorite
this is
part?
pretty awesome.
I don't know. Like I said, I enjoyed it before he became the alien. It's like all the sex scenes were just they were just
10
stupid.
minutes?
Well, yeah, and then like his wife who basically yelled at him and he just like turned around and walked out. That was awesome.
It was so hilarious that his wife was like so enamored with like Alien Barry.
Oh yeah. No,
Alien Barry was better at sex, I guess.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It was
Alien Barry was awesome. That was
absolutely. You know, and you know what the funniest thing about this is there's been I've been seeing it's now been getting reviewed on social media. Not everybody loves it the same way we do.
No, more of them probably like it as much as I do.
Yeah, there was a few people that didn't like it nearly as much as even you, Mur.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to see something on Netflix, which is also something we haven't seen for a while. And it's called And Tomorrow, the Entire World from 2020. And it is German. And in the German version, it's called Und morgen die ganze Welt. So, how far one is willing to go for the sake of one's political commitment. This is directed by Julia von Heinz, and it's written by her as well as John Quester, and stars Mala Emdi, Noah Savendra, and Antonio Schneider. Or Schneider. I'm thinking maybe Schneider. What do you think? Schneider?
Okay.
You going for Schneider? Okay. So I love the real dramatic difference between the feel and storyline of this film and what this film might have looked like if it was made in one of the Americas. I found the direction was a bit choppy, but I still liked the quick edits that sometimes seem misplaced but still effective. The raw, almost documentary feel to this film made it feel that much more edgy, but not annoying like a found footage film. The message of the cause or the fight wasn't always clear, but the community was more the focus and the focus of our lead actress. The story did take a long time to unfold, and I found it draggy pretty much all the way through it. But I kept getting interested because I wasn't sure how far the more leftist, aggressive part of her cult was going to get, hoping it would become more intense. But unfortunately, it didn't become as intense as I was hoping it would be. About midway through, I noticed I liked the characters less and less and felt their cause was less important. And I cared less for the characters, which, you know, as you guys know, I'm a character guy. So if I can't really care for the characters either by hating or loving, then it kind of took away from the film. The film was such a different style and structure of this type of film. I was intrigued by it, but it didn't think it delivered in a way that made me care enough for pretty much anything, actually. Ending was a bit of a letdown as well. Had some huge potential, but ultimately it was a German political party meh, and I wanted it to be a German sex party mondo. So it's a meh.
All right.
Yeah, what?
Jawohl.
Jawohl, Karl Kapitan. What does you think?
Who are you talking to?
You.
Well, I didn't see it, so
He
sure as
didn't
hell
see-
better be you.
He doesn't watch. He doesn't watch German political dramas.
Hell yeah,
I
subtitles.
thought that was up your alley.
The subtitles? I don't think so.
He likes German sex parties, but I don't think he wants a German
This
political
wasn't it.
thriller.
I'm pretty sure this wasn't it.
All right, so it was well-paced political activist thriller. I actually like the pacing of it. I don't know what you're talking about. With good young actors and some unnecessary sexual tension. Don't know why any of that was in it. I feel as if I've seen this movie many times before. However, this was competently executed and it was fairly immersive, as I felt I was in the head of our protagonist for most of the film. The journey Louisa takes is compelling as her activism graduates through the film to more and more risky ventures. You see and understand her progression throughout. Not much more to say. This was I have seen this all before, but it still kept my interest. Meh.
Okay then.
Yeah.
And Murray,
No.
that's a no. So
That's a
actually, I had some issues when watching it on Netflix for me because I couldn't get the subtitles and the language to go right, and then I kept messing around with it. I had to reboot my Netflix so many times, and then finally I got it right. So I saw the first 10 minutes in German with French subtitles, and then I saw and then I saw it with English language and German subtitles. And then I had to go and reboot it, and it finally started working again. So there must have been a glitch.
I had no problem.
That's what, you that's what you get for watching foreign movies.
La-di-da.
All right, then.
Temperature rising. Vision blurring. Rage taking over.
I'm doing my psycho fried berry dance right now. But my rage this week is, where did you go, Virginia? Where are you now? We've been onslaughted by our new favorite state, Colorado. Go Rams.
Go Rams.
And I want to know what happened to Virginia. Virginia, please come back to us. We miss you so much.
Virginia, love me like you do. Love me.
Yeah.
I don't know the words.
Now we're
Somehow
just.
I know he knew one of those.
There's got to be like a Colorado song.
Rocky Mountain something or other.
Rocky Mountain High.
Now you're talking.
So
I
John
want to get.
Denver, I'm sure
I want to
he has
get.
a few.
I want to get Rocky Mountain High with our friends from Colorado. But anyway, Virginia, we miss you. We want you to be competition to Colorado moving forward. And I really don't have a rage about any of the movies we watched so far. So that's it. My rage was simple this week. I miss you, Virginia.
Hey, heck of a rage there, Jim.
Yeah. That was biting right there.
Okay, my rage this week. Well, I'll tell you. Here is a list of movies that Bryce would like to see this month. The Waterman, directed by and starring David Oyelowo, as well as starring Rosario Dawson. Here Today, the new movie directed by Billy Crystal, and starring the recently unrepulsive Tiffany Haddish. Wrath of Man, the new flick from Guy Ritchie starring Jason Statham. Spiral, from the Book of Saw starring Chris Rock.
Yes.
Dream Horse starring Toni Collette. And A Quiet Place Part 2 with Emily Blunt.
Yes.
These are all movies that are either already released or will be released in May, and they all have one thing in common. I cannot watch any of them, as where I live, there are no theaters open yet. The Waterman, Here Today, and The Wrath of Man, in theaters only, back on May 7th. Still in theaters right now, just not in Calgary. Spiral from the Book of Saw, in theater only, May 14th. Dream Horse, in theater only, May 21st. And A Quiet Place Part 2, in theater only, May 28th. So I'm not sure if my rage is in theater only or the fact that my theaters are not open, but I do know that I'm not happy about any of it.
You know what? Now I'm not happy about any of it. Why did you do that to me? I had an okay rage that was just a simmering bubble of Missing Virginia, and now you've made me hate everything again.
You can't see any of these movies. There's nowhere.
I've been there for 5 months, buddy. I've been a permanent set of rage. I've been like our friend there. I'm always angry about this.
We can't even spend $25 on video on demand. Like, we can't get them, period.
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, when Tiffany Haddish comes out for another movie, I will not be paying $25 to watch her.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Because I still think she is doubted.
I really want to see this movie. I'm actually excited for it. I like Billy Crystal.
This is
too, as an actor.
Yeah, I like Billy Crystal too. But need I remind you, the only movie we've ever seen that you liked Tiffany Haddish in was when she was ad-libbing all the way through it. So apparently you'd probably like her stand-up. And every movie that she has a script.
I don't think I'd like her stand-up at all. I didn't even know she had stand-up.
Well, so I think you need to not pretend that you've seen one movie that she's in that is worth seeing. And now you think everything that Tiffany Haddish is going to be in is going to be great? Shake your head, buddy. Shake your head.
I didn't say that. What I did say is that Billy Crystal saw enough in her that he's got her in the movie. I'm sure he'll have a decent script for her to do whatever she does. She was in one other movie that was okay because it had a decent script, The Kitchen. So, you know what? Maybe she's going to start making some better choices. And maybe she's going to be all right. I don't know. We're going to find out. Don't know yet.
Just not for $25.
Exactly.
That might be on a dare.
Not for $25 because it's not coming out on video on demand. You can't even do it. So,
you know it's going to eventually come out on video on demand.
Yeah, it's not going to be $25 by then because it was going to be old.
Well, it depends if they didn't make any money in Canada.
They wouldn't.
It's not. I don't. This is going off the rails. I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. You're just talking jibber jabber over there.
I'm just
feel like
trying
I'm Mr.
to say.
I pity the fool. Stop talking jibber jabber.
I pity the fool who is looking forward to a Tiffany Haddish movie, and
the
that's
fool
enough.
In this case, is you. You, sir, are the fool, and I pity you.
Okay then.
Rage subsiding. Pulse slowing. Anger fading.
So 2021 is upon us, and instead of flying cars and monkey robot butlers, we have a pandemic. We have media making every little annoying twit of a child think they're going to be the next famous celebrity because they did some stupid trend they've seen somebody else doing 9 million times. We have people that are self-entitled and stupid and given a voice through social media, constantly whining about how everybody else is the problem and how everyone else needs fixing. We have celebrities lecturing us about how we have to give more so we can elevate everyone to a better life from the security of their 7-bedroom, multi-million-dollar estates. We have politicians lying to us that they're going to fix the situations we're in that they created in the first place. And then we've got me having the conversations that a lot of us are thinking but nobody's talking about. Because these things have to be said. I had to say it, the podcast. Available wherever you get your podcast fix or at www.ihadtosayitpodcast.com. Why don't you come listen to what I've got to say?
He's got lots to say.
I hear that.
This guy is a big fan of us on the Twitter. So I'm a big fan of I Had to Say It podcast.
He's a tweeter, is he?
He's a tweeter. He's a tweeter.
All right. Well, this week I discovered a hidden gem from the Ryan Reynolds film library. Definitely Maybe from 2008. Now, full disclosure, this film was on one of the women's networks, which I usually try to avoid because it's mostly Hallmark movies. But Ryan Reynolds. And yes, this would be what people would call a chick flick. And it came out on Valentine's Day. But despite all the gorgeous women that pop in and out of Ryan Reynolds' life in this movie, it was the one with his daughter, Abigail Breslin, that made me shed some man tears. Let's start off with the cast. Ryan Reynolds. And I'm going to butcher this. Either Isla or Isla Fisher. Rachel Weisz, Elizabeth Banks. These are the three amazing women that came in and out of his life, breaking his heart over and over again. Poor Ryan. Then we have Abigail Breslin, has been freaking adorable since Signs in 2002, and now kicks zombie ass with the best of them. And then we have Kevin Kline. It was the briefest of cameos, but he is absolutely awesome as always. Okay, basic plot. Will Hayes is going through a divorce. One day he picks up his daughter from school where she has learned all about sex education. In the 6th grade. I think she says penis and thrusting about a dozen times in a 2-minute conversation.
Nice.
She asks her dad about her mom, who's not around, and Will has to explain all the women in his life. And I think When Harry Met Sally meets How I Met Your Mother. So Will somehow managed to screw up relationships with all of these women. Who will he end up with? I'm not going to tell you. As usual, Ryan Reynolds is funny and warm-hearted and charming. Abigail Breslin will steal your heart, and you will fall in love with all three of the women in this movie. I did. This film was set in the Clinton era of the 1990s. Ryan's character plays a worker on his election campaign. Nirvana, cell phones, Monica Lewinsky, we see it all through his eyes. Some of my favorite quotes from this movie, his daughter said, "Dad, I can't believe you smoked and drank and was such a slut, but I still love you." Daughter also says, "If Summer does turn out to be my mother, I'm running away to Canada. I'm not kidding." And his daughter says, "What's the boy word for slut?" And he says, "They still haven't come up with one yet." And he says, "I haven't had sex since Clinton was reelected." And one of his girlfriends says, "Why bother? He's having enough sex for the entire country."
But
Is this film one of his best? Not hardly. Is it a Mondo? Not really. Will Jim and Bryce hate it? Absolutely. But if you love Ryan Reynolds as much as I do, you will enjoy it as much as I did. Merman out.
There you go.
Well,
there you go.
I have to say that Abigail Breslin's best performance, other than the zombie universe, is Little Miss Sunshine.
Oh, there's no question.
Yeah. Okay, people. So, we have to have a discussion about Thomas Vinterburg.
Do we?
Yeah, I think so, because we said we were going to talk about it, and we didn't have enough time last week.
Right.
So we're gonna break it down. So I hope one of you little clowns has a actual piece of paper and pen to write these babies down, so we can plot out our viewing of Thomas Vinterburg.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the 2020 was another round, or Druk, as it was. And
which one? Meh.
Yeah, it was meh for me too. I think it was a Mondo for Murray, though.
I loved it.
Yeah. Anyway, you know the rules. The Command, which was from 2018.
Didn't see it.
Did you see it, Murray?
No.
Okay, so we've got to see The Command. And from 2016, we have The Commune, which to me was a Mondo. I actually really enjoyed this one. I'm not sure if you guys saw it.
Nope.
I saw it.
And?
It was meh.
Okay, so that means we should probably just stop there and we have to see the command, and the command has to be a Mondo. Otherwise, he doesn't make it.
Well, that was easy.
Yeah, that was really
easy. His last movie doesn't count?
Yeah, his last movie counts, but he can't have two Mez back-to-back from anybody in the list. And so it's not easy.
I never put names forward.
Murray, it's how it goes. Bryce has put names forward and he gets vetoed by me. I put names forward, it's been vetoed by Bryce. It's just the way it goes. And he's not off the list yet. If the command is a Mondo, we bring up the conversation next week. So we're going to try and find the command, which I don't know where it is, but I'm sure we'll find it. And then we got to reopen the conversation. Then we have to move on to his next movie, which will be Far from the Maddening Crown, which actually was a Mondo.
It was Mondo.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you've seen that one, Murray.
No.
And then also he has The Hunt, which to me was also a Mondo.
That was, yeah, that was Mondo.
Okay, so why are you writing these down? So that, just write them down. So, because if the command is a Ma, it ends. But if the command is a Mondo, there's still hope, Murray. So you can be excited now. You can be excited now.
He's going to be a Mondo for me no matter what. So you guys decide whatever you want.
You haven't even seen all his movies. How do you know? How do you know he's... I've seen two movies.
That's not how this works.
Yeah, Murray, that's not how it works, buddy.
Well,
you can love him, absolutely. We also love him.
Rules.
Oh, you're right. Well, those aren't the Film Rage rules, so unfortunately...
No, they're my rules.
Okay, well, he can be Mondo for you all you want. I also think he's made some Mondo movies, and I will choose to see his movies whenever he puts them out.
All right.
All right, let's get excited. What else you guys got? Did you bring anything else forward? Apparently, Murray never wants to bring anybody forward now.
No, I really don't.
Because we have to see one movie, The Command.
Okay, here's what I'm going to decide. I'm never, ever going to bring an Undoubted, ever. Because it's almost impossible to get anybody on Undoubted.
That's the point.
That's the whole point,
why
Murray.
I won't do it.
It makes for entertaining conversation.
Also, Murray, the last person you brought forward is on the Undoubted list.
Well, she's not yet. She's got.
No, she is. Amy Adams is on the Undoubted
is she on
list.
it?
Yes.
I think you guys are waiting for an excuse to take her off.
No. Well,
we might have one this week. Not this week, but maybe this week. Her movie's coming out soon.
It has to be a Rage because the last one I think was a Mondo. So there you go, Murray. So you know what? Suck it up, little princess. Just do your job, bring your stuff forward, and we got to have a discussion about it. All right. Bryce, did you bring anybody forward?
No, but you did it before, so I'm going to do it too. You brought someone as mesmerized based on one movie, so I'm going to do it as well. I think Gary Green is absolutely mesmerizing from Fried Berry.
Well, but that's not his only movie.
I know.
Isn't it?
I'm just saying, he's mesmerizing.
I'm trying to think of what else he's been in.
You did it with that, what's her head from...
Yeah. I know. She was mesmerizing.
There you go.
And she only had made one movie, though, so that's...
No, she made other stuff.
No, she made a lot of made-for-TV stuff.
She was in a couple movies.
Okay, so, just so we all know, he's actually been in quite a few things.
I don't care. He's mesmerizing.
He was in... Hey, you know there was a short called Fried Berry?
No, I didn't, but I'm going to seek it out and watch it now.
I'm just looking at his...
I hope there's going to be a Fried Berry 2. I want Fried Berry merchandise. I would like to get a Fried Berry special edition smart car. I want Fried Berry tattooed on my forehead.
What?
I want Fried Berry underwear. I want Fried Berry dress shirts. I want to have Fried Berry for dinner.
I'm kind of excited about this
drink
underwear.
myself some Fried Berry. It's all Fried Berry, baby.
Okay, well, now Murray got to see the last movie, so Murray has the option right now of vetoing Fried Berry right now. Murray, what did you think of the guy who played Fried Berry in Fried Berry?
He was okay.
Did you find him mesmerizing?
No.
Well, there we go, Bryce. It ends there.
From one movie. Didn't even talk for most of it.
I'm gonna have to see with anything.
I'm gonna have to see more of.
He was Terry Kaiser from Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, he was pretty mesmerizing in that.
But he was the best part of that movie too, and he was dead.
Well, we're gonna have to. Murray's already said no, but if we watch a few more movies, maybe we can convince him that.
Put him on. I don't care.
I'm not sold on the one movie, although he was very mesmerizing in that one movie.
All right then.
So the list is a bit of a shit show today.
Yeah, it is. It happens.
I have one that I'm going to add to mesmerizing.
Okay, go ahead.
I'm bringing Bernie's Cummerbund. I love him, and I think he's mesmerizing. Yep.
Nah, he's good actor.
If you say his name right, I will agree with you.
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Absolutely. He's Mondo, undoubted, mesmerizing. He's freaking awesome.
Benedict Cumbersnatch is not mesmerizing. He's a very good actor.
Okay, well, should we look at what he's done and see maybe he actually could make the Undoubted?
Okay.
I don't think he's going to make it based on a couple of things.
Man, this list segment for not really doing anything in it is going on and on and on.
But see how easily we transitioned. So unfortunately, he can't because I'm backing it up. He can't be Undoubted because the Mauritanian was a meh, and Ironbach / the Courier was also a meh. So poor little Bernie. He's still mesmerizing in my mind too, So
he's fine.
That's all that matters to me.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, that was a strike. Although we could be able to ask Mr. Thomas Vinterburg if the command is a Mondo.
Yep. Just gotta walk, and then we'll revisit it again.
Yeah, baby.
Thomas Vinterburg's debate might go on for months.
For years to come. 6 years from now, we'll still be talking about Thomas Vinterburg.
There you go.
All right. Last week on Rage or Dare, our pod bro Kevin from the podcast The Jury Room dared Jim and Bryce to see the true crime film Frailty from 2001. This week we have one last dare from our listeners, and we'll go back to our regular dare programming. And you'll be able to go to the dare bag or take a rage from Bryce. Check with Bryce to see if Frailty is as terrible a film as Kevin was hoping, or again, will Bryce rage about how our listeners really don't know what they're doing. Bryce, Wonder Twin powers activate. Form of which rage?
Okay. This was a solid effort from Bill Paxton in his first time in the director's chair. The characters were fully fleshed out. The transformation of what seems to be a good father into an obsessed killer and the effects on his two boys is a haunting journey. The way the film walks the line and to a certain extent leaves you not knowing 100% whether he is just crazy or perhaps, as a couple of scenes may indicate, he is actually the hand of God, was a ballsy choice for a first-time director. The performances by all involved were stellar. The mood and lighting on the whole added to the overall feel of the film. This was a well-crafted story with multiple twists at the end that made sense, and I believe I probably enjoyed it this time as much as I did the first time when I watched it 20 years ago. This is a very good movie with very good performances, with very good direction that is well written. This is a very high meh and should not have been in this segment. Why on earth would this movie be in this segment? My frustration with our listeners continues. If you're going to put forth a movie for Rage or Dare, it has to be deplorable. It has to be a deplorable piece of dog excrement, such as Theodore Rex, not a well-crafted, well-acted, well-written film like Frailty. Come on, guys. I need some more rage in my life.
I could not be more happier about the level of rage that we just got Bryce to, and I can see Murray is also happy about it. Now, before I talk about what I thought about Frailty, I can kind of tell you why I think Kevin did not like this movie. Kevin is a big fan of true crime, and his podcast is all about true crime. And I think the twist at the end, he did not like. And I can almost guarantee that's why he did not like the movie. And I need to remind Bryce that just because we think a movie is good, it doesn't mean that the people that are listening to us think the same movie is good.
You once again, you're missing the point, Jim. If there's one twist at the end that makes you go, oh no, this is no good, then that is not what we're looking for. We're looking for something that I'm going to watch from start to finish, that I'm going to be so upset with at the end. How could anybody make me watch this steam and peel piece of crap? That is not what's happening here.
Well, can I remind you that happens in you like probably 90% of the time? You'll think a movie's good until the last 10 minutes, and it can ruin the movie for you.
It can absolutely ruin the movie. That's not what this segment is. This is the worst of the worst of the worst. Not a movie that I was okay with until the very end, and then I was like, oh, this is a rage. No, it's not good enough for it to be a rage. It has to be an ultimate rage. It has to be so bad that it's unwatchable.
Apparently, that's your perception.
Is that not it? Are you changing the rules?
No. I'm hoping to get rages just like you are. In fact, I love it when I get to see you watch a terrible movie. But maybe, like, we can't answer for what our listeners think is a rage.
How can you watch this movie with? Granted, if you hated the end, I can accept that. But to call this like one of the worst ever, that's what it's.
There's going to be our segment would be 25 films. We have 25 films on the planet that are so deplorable. Maybe more than 25.
Yeah, way more than 25. I got a whole bag that's in my. If you think that any of them are less than an unbelievable, like, you are going to hate me after watching the crap that I've got in my bag. Oh,
some of the things that you hate, I actually like, and I'm kind of looking forward to it.
Oh. Yeah, you're going to eat them words there, buddy. I dare you to pick from my bag this week. I dare you. I
have a feeling that Murray also has some new updated delicious nuggets that we're going to have to listen to.
I do. I hand-delivered a bucket of rage to Jim personally.
Yep, and I am kind of excited.
And they were all movies that I bought for $2 at a used CD store. So I own copies of them all, so you don't have to go looking for them.
Yeah, this is
that is such good news.
This is such good news. Okay, well, let me tell you what I thought about Frailty. I remember why I never saw this back in the day. I haven't seen this. This was the first time I saw it. It was when I was in my I hate Matthew McConaughey phase. So when this movie came out and I knew Matthew McConaughey was it, I chose not to see it because back then I hated everything that Matthew McConaughey was in. It wasn't very original, although maybe this was one of the first of this type of thriller. The whole CLF characters all the way through it, I didn't really think was all that great. Kind of liked the whole body switcheroo rather than fakeroo. But I got to admit, the whole ending kind of ruined a whole somewhat pretty awesome to okay thriller. Serial killer romp. Ending was dumb. The movie was okay. It was a meh for me. I didn't hate it.
Don't know why it was on this. I don't get it.
I'll go back to Kevin and I'll ask him, and then next week we'll talk about it. I have a feeling
ask him why he hates it.
Yeah, he did tell me that it's because of the end, but I'll get more details from Kevin.
There you go.
And that's fine. I get that. Although I had no problem with the end.
Well, yeah, you like the whole Jesus freak stuff. That's all cool. Yeah, Jesus. Jesus.
Praise Jeebus.
Jeebus.
I think if I was a Jesus freak, I'd probably have a bigger problem with this film.
That's a good question, actually.
Maybe that's it. Maybe that's it.
Maybe that's it. Maybe Kevin is a Jesus freak. We'll find out.
Right.
Stay tuned, listeners. But I have a feeling that
saying, you put this movie beside Theodore Rex, and really, you can't watch. Like, the fact that I made it through Theodore Rex is a freaking miracle. The fact that I kept my eyes open, I didn't run out of my apartment screaming, is a miracle, because that was absolutely unwatchable. Yet somehow I watched it. And that's what we need for this segment. That's what you are going to get a steady diet of every time you take from my bag.
I'm kind of looking forward to it. Although I do know that Theodore Rex was quite tortureful, as I would like to say.
Yes.
Now,
Anyway.
I do have our next movie for next week we'll be watching, which is the last of our dares from our listeners.
I thought we what? I
Nope,
thought we were
we
done.
got one more. Nope, we got one
crying
more.
out loud. No, I'm done. I don't
Nope.
want. No, this is ridiculous.
We have one more, and I have a feeling it's not going to be good. I think it could be Theodore
You
Rex
told me
equivalent.
that you were taken from my bag this week. You promised.
I didn't. I said
You
we had
did.
one more. I said
No,
we have
you
one
did
more.
Not. You did
Okay.
not. You are a liar.
Yes, I did. And you go back and listen to our podcast. Okay.
You put it in the intro today.
Did I?
No,
I don't
You
think
did.
so.
Jim
think I
will be
did.
able to go to the dare bag or take a rage from Bryce. You did.
Whoa.
You put it in the intro.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Read it. It's in front of you, you monkey.
Monkey, that's some strong words.
That's some strong monkeying around. Well, unfortunately, we do have one more film we're going to watch, and it's called. Are you ready for this?
No.
It's called Leprechaun in the Hood.
Nice.
It's great.
What?
I have it. I have it on Blu-ray.
Are you kidding me?
No, I've got the whole Leprechaun collection. I've got the 6 disc or whatever it is Blu-ray set.
They made 6 of those.
I'll watch every frickin' Leprechaun. What is wrong with these people?
This is literally.
Warwick Davis is hilarious as the Leprechaun. I love Warwick Davis.
I'm waiting for his head to explode, actually.
Yeah, this is literally. This
Can we
is
just
literally.
skip it and you can take from my bag? Because this is dumb.
No, because then you don't get to. This is literally the best day of my life. I thought that, when my children were born, or when I got
My
married,
neighbors are going to come banging on my door going, what the hell is going on in there?
or when I got my transplant. I thought that was my best day of my life, but apparently it's today, people. It's today.
I'm done. You've broken me.
All right, then. Yay, finally broken him.
He's broken.
Only took 90 episodes.
Actually, is today 90th episode?
Thought it was 89. No,
It is.
89.
It's 90.
Yeah, 89 was last week, wasn't it?
It's
There you
lucky
go.
90. It's lucky 90. All right. Well, thanks again, Ragers, for listening. Rage love to James and Julene from It Goes Down in the PM podcast for our 2 subscribers. Thanks to the extended film Rage crew of Leonard Conlon for his artistic vision and photography via Leonard Conlon Photography. Rebecca Scoos for her animation skills at PotatoLadyPodcastReviews.com. Thanks to our sponsor, Canyon Meadows Cinema. Find us on social media at Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Film Rage YYC. Check out everything Film Rage at FilmRageYYC.com, including our merch site for Redbubble and TeePublic. See what we look like on YouTube channel by searching Film Rage Podcast. We are always wanting to make this a raging blast for all listeners, including Bryce. So please comment often everywhere you feel, including filmragecalgary@gmail.com, Podchaser, Apple Podcasts. Dare us to see actual terrible movies to fuel our rage instead of good movies, which still fuel our rage. But no matter what you do, please make us rage. That's it for this week. Rage on.
Rage on.